Okay, so let's say we want to use Illustrator to add some fancy text to this front cover. I'm going to go ahead and use my text tool over here and draw a nice text box where I'd like the name of my company to go. We'll call this On Point Construction. Okay, now there are several different fonts that you would be able to choose from. You can play around with those. If you select it all and then click inside the font, then you can of course cycle through and try and find one that's going to work well for you. If you don't see all of your character options, there is character there and you can change a lot of different settings, the spacing between the letters, etc. You also have some paragraph options here for left justification or right justified or centering as well. This font does have a bold, but when I do that, I get the characters a little bit too large, so I can bring down the size until they fit nicely in there. So that's pretty nice. That's a very simple way of titling your brochure. But it would be nice if this was on its own layer. You'll notice that I made the common mistake of typing directly on one of the other layers. Let me show you how to put that on its own layer. I'm going to Control X cut, create my new layer, and then paste. Never paste in the same spot, but you can grab it by the center and put it back into its location. You can also use your arrow keys to make fine-tuning adjustments on where you would like that to go. Now, one of the nice things about this program is that it has a lot of different graphic styles to choose from. And you can get to more libraries right here. I encourage you to explore some of these. I'll just start with the 3D effects that have some of the most impact. And now these are pre-made styles that you can adjust afterwards, but if you just click on it while your text is selected, it will apply a preset that gives it that 3D effect. And there are many. Some of them take a while to render. I don't want to see any in these projects that are exactly what you see here. I want you to go to the appearance and make some adjustments to the colors, to the type of 3D fill that's in there, their strokes. The extrude and bevel is the fun one that when you click on, you'll get this special dialog box that includes a cube that you can move and change the angle of the extrusion. If you click on preview, it will try and do this as you're doing it, but it can certainly have some troubles as it goes along, so you might have to tweak it a little bit. So we have quite a few different graphic styles that we can apply and then go in and change the appearance afterwards. So you can click on appearance and you can change the fills and the strokes and the colors. And I would really prefer not to see one of these exact styles on there. You can see there's quite a few to play around with. This one can be fun. If we go and look at the appearance, we'll see that there's a warp that's been applied called the flag warp. And you can make adjustments to the amount of the warping that takes place. If you activate the preview, it'll do it on the fly. And so you can make very fine-tuned adjustments to how your text looks. There are a lot of different kinds of warping that you can do. We can do a bulge, arcing, and then make adjustments this way. So definitely play around with how these are controlled. I'm going to cancel that and choose some of these other graphical styles. There are 3D effects that you could apply. There are typing effects that you can see here. Some of these colors are very hard to read. Keep in mind that this is for a brochure, a sales brochure, so make sure that these are all easy to read. You can apply textures to your words or any other shape for that matter. So no reason for your text to look the same as anybody else's. Everybody should be able to find different types of effects here. You can apply patterns over the top, But again, those can be very difficult to read. .3D effects are especially fun, of course. These are being added to our different styles here. On point construction. Go to Appearance, and I can change this fill to something else. The edges have been roughened. You can turn effects off and on with these eyeballs and see what the effects do. It's a great way to learn. Maybe this roughen has been roughed a little too much. We can increase the amount of detail. Let's do preview. No, it won't let us. Let's decrease the amount here on that roughen and see what happens. I'll go through a procedure and then show you the results. It's kind of cool. Let's take a look at this fill. Shift key to click on a color and then make a decision on a different color that you might want. Try and find a color that matches our pyramid. And maybe for the stroke, a darker color like we have on our pyramid.